Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, God, come on. We could do better than that. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning.
All right, I'm loving this. So you guys have had your coffee, you're ready to go, ready here to talk about app service and other fun things. So we're going to do a talk today about how Walmart has moved into Azure and App Service. And we're going to also talk a bit about some of the features that we recently released, are going to release, things that will be coming to preview soon, etc. My name is Christina Compi. I'm a PM in the Azure App Service team. And I'm happy to be joined here today by Shyam Malaparthy from Walmart. Shyam, could you tell us a little bit about yourself as an introduction?
Sure. Good morning, everyone, and thanks for being here. I know it's very early. I'm Shyam Malaparthy. I work as a principal software engineer at Walmart. And in my role, I get to work with the app dev teams in doing a couple of things at a high level, helping them build and design the solutions for the line of business applications within back office, and also in helping them migrate the workloads from on-prem data centers onto the Azure public cloud. Being close to working with Walmart for close to a decade, I relished two things. Of course, the surge of Walmart stock over the past 10 years, but most importantly, the opportunity we get on a regular basis to solve some complex problems at scale. And to talk about some quick, unusual fact about me, I have an abnormal fear of snakes. I can't even dare to look at photographs or videos in which snakes appear. I think the closest thing that I got to was coding in Python. And to keep it even more worse, now I'm dealing with my 7-year-old who somehow got into having a pet snake. That's not faring well with me. Christina.
Jeez. Well, at least you weren't coding in Perl. That's terrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's talk a little bit about the partnership between Walmart and Azure. And could you tell us a little bit how that's gone, where you are?
Sure.
Things like that?
Talking about the partnership between Walmart and Azure, Walmart has been a long time customer with Microsoft who's been using Azure. But it's been primarily in the IaaS space, where we have been hosting our workloads on the virtual machines. But it's around like 2.5 years ago when we started looking at some enterprise platforms like IoT solutions and as well as the chatbot platform. That's when I personally got involved and exploring what are the PaaS capabilities available out there for Azure. And since then, Walmart has been closely working with Azure in their digital transformation journey within the company, but at the same time, how we can help the customers in the millions of them around the globe in improving their shopping experience. And if you can see, we are already embarking on a journey in using some of the PaaS services out there, like the Databricks, ML Studio, and cognitive services, in innovating some business solutions.
Cool. So you've not only been with Azure for quite a while with the VMs, but you've helped encourage certain feature development within the different PaaS platforms to satisfy my Walmart needs.
True, yeah. It's not as I said, like VM, we have been there for IaaS for a long time, but PaaS, it's close to like 2 to 2.5 years is when we have been using that.
Cool. And if people are unfamiliar with the acronym bingo of IaaS and PaaS, I'm sorry. I'm not going to go through all that, but catch me up later. PaaS is, it's awesome. Yeah. So, all right, that's what the 2 A's stand for. So let's talk a little bit about the Walmart adoption and some of the things that slowed you down, the inhibitors. Just to set the stage, we're going to talk about Walmart's journey, a couple example applications, talk about the things that had friction and how they solved them. So let's start the ball rolling with some of that.
Yeah, I think, that's good. So if you can look up there, we all know what PaaS brings to the table. But for us, when we are looking at the PaaS, it isn't another shiny new toy for our developers. For us, as our business teams are trying to innovate and move faster by rolling out those seamless experiences to the customers, it became evident that our developers also needed something which can provide those capabilities at the platform level, not just having the infrastructure underneath. So that's when we again started looking at closely with the offerings of PaaS within Azure, which can provide those enterprise-grade benefits for the developers. And we need to admit that it was not easy to start with because we did hit some inhibitors. We had to deal with them. That's what you see on your extreme left there on the right, which is we call as the initial adoption inhibitors. The number one for us was the most important, I should say, was the developer experience. Here you are asking your dev community to go and embrace a change in their both the development and the deployment ecosystem, which initially did not go well within the line of business application area what we are working with. And there could be several reasons for it. Number one, I can say now you are asking them to use Azure DevOps for their deployments into the PaaS services by using their, establishing their release and build pipeline, which they're not used to using that tool, number one. And you're asking them to, oh, if you're doing the multi-tenant, you better use these build agents. If you're doing an ASE, use this build. Those are all quite complex for them. Like, just tell us how to use the YAML file and we are done with it. That's what their experience has been. And to add on to that, if you're talking about instrumentation of the monitoring and logging on the PaaS, now you're being asked to do the app insights, log analytics, Azure Monitor. These were all pretty native to Azure PaaS, and the devs that we have been, they're not used to them. And again, you put it in their mainstream where they have to spend most of their day in, rather than focusing on the business logic. That's the initial thing that they have to deal with. But that's just an inhibitor. You can't just say, oh, because of this, we're going to give it up. You need to find a way around it. So what we were able to do was, knowing that that's the thing, we as a central team, what we were able to do was work with the developers and abstract them and publish some advocated patterns within the organization, so it makes at least that a little less friction for them in using it. So that's one thing that we were able to do on the developer experience perspective.
So what were you using for a publishing tool before?
For publishing tool, we have our internal tools. You guys should try it out. I think we already open sourced it. Looper is what we call. It's built on top of a Jenkins, but it abstracts away all those things for you for the devs. That's where I was talking about. You have one YAML file, you define it, and it does all the code scanning and whatnot, and then it just deploys everything for you. That's what I was referring to. Like, you're asking them to use a completely different one now.
Right.
That gets right in your everyday day-to-day tasks.
Are they happy with DevOps now, or?
Yep, they are. I mean, as I said, like when you're talking in the past, they have this. It's a first-class citizen for them. Like it's giving you all the niche features that it has. So they are pretty happy with that one. And moving on, the second one is a provider lock-in. I'm sure everybody in here if you are with some of one or the other enterprise, you would have run into this. The moment you have said with your management team that you're going to go with PaaS, how about the provider lock-in? How are you going to handle it? So there was no different for us there. But if you're talking about any PaaS service, for example, you go with an AKS, CosmoDB, Key Vault, or an app service, doesn't matter any of it. All of them, if you see, they are designed and built to work the best on Azure. We all know about that. And when you're talking about building an application and making your configuration changes, you can't necessarily, I mean, you can't just take it and then put it into a different platform. You have to admit the fact that you need to make some changes around it before you move it to another provider. So that's a trade-off that you're making. But it's really important for you when you're choosing a PaaS to answer some questions or ask some questions to be like, what are some standard APIs does it support? Does it support my standardized development languages that we have standardized on? What are some native APIs is it using that I'll be logged into? Those are some things that you'll be asking, but that shouldn't be your limitation, I should say. You need to understand what's the trade-off and the immediate ROI that you're getting, and then just move forward with it. So.
Yeah, that's true. So across all the cloud providers, they're all going to have their own unique management layers. There's a variety of tools that help try to abstract it away, but each service out there will have its own way. In Azure, we've got the Azure Resource Manager interfaces and the APIs driven through there. So yeah, you're right that everything there is definitely going to be something close to a provider lock-in. Happily, within App Service, you can lift and shift your existing code. You don't have to rewrite your applications to run on us, which I'm going to say that's a good thing on our side.
Yep.
Flag. I need a little flag. Yay. But it's a very good point, and everybody does need to consider when they're moving to the cloud that how they manage things on-premise is going to be different from how they manage it in any of the cloud providers. Though, of course, they should be coming to Azure, but yeah. I have a small bias. All right. What about the third item, security and compliance?
Security and compliance. Yeah, if you talk about security and compliance, again, primarily in PaaS, if you're talking about a PaaS service in a public cloud, it doesn't work on isolation. it will be working where other customer workloads will be running alongside, and you will be sharing the underlying resources. That's a given fact there. Now, if you're talking in Walmart world, for us, when you're talking about security, if you take, for example, the applications like pharmacy, which has the HIPAA information, benefits, or any PCI information, there is a strict security compliance for us where you cannot host alongside other customers' workloads there. You need to have your dedicated networks on it. So that means obviously PaaS in this case was not an obvious choice for us to go in there. We need to see what are those PaaS services that gives you these capabilities which are still running in the public cloud but has a dedicated network connectivities or network for you, and where all the workloads that are hosted belongs to only to you. Those are a few things that we have to look at. And I think the other one was VNet integration became a key feature for us because you need that way of blocking and routing the traffics along. So those are some things, again, security and compliance, yes, nature of the application demands it, but you need to find some of these features that will be available in the PaaS to get that adoption.
Cool. And so initially for the applications we're going to talk about, you are getting that isolation by running in VMs in your virtual network, right?
That's correct.
All right, cool. And so in your first step, your first journey to PaaS, you tried using App Service, the multi-tenant, true?
That's true. So if you
how did that go?
Well, we all know what the multi-tenant PaaS services bring to the table. We all, but I don't want to talk about what it brings to the table. We all know. I'm here to tell you, like, besides Cosmos, SQL, this was the #1 thing when we announced that there are PaaS services availability in a Walmart. The devs got super excited about this. But when we started closely looking at it for hosting the line of business applications, we all know line of business applications, they cannot run in isolation. They somehow or the other need connectivity back into the network where your other applications are residing. So that's when we say, like, fine, let's host them and see. But the thing is, they were unable to connect back into the network because of, again, not because multi-tenant didn't have the ability to connect back. It does give you the possible, they have the option of site-to-site VPN earlier when we were looking at, which gives you that capability. However, the fact that it is running alongside other customers' workload, our security team was not keen on enabling that connectivity back into the network through our security stack in there. So that was the inhibitor for us. And knowing that, all the excitement that the devs had, it simmered down. So it was no longer an option for us to host the line of business applications.
So the problem was that the multi-tenant service was multi-tenant.
True.
We should put that like in a label. This is multi-tenant. But that doesn't mean it's not secure. So just to make sure we're not negatively advertising.
Yeah.
I mean, there are ways to lock down inbound and outbound, and there's ways to run very nice and secure. Yep. But your security team said, no.
I mean, primarily, as I said, that's the nature when we were trying to host the line of business applications.
Right.
If you're having an application which is okay to have a public endpoint on internet, if it doesn't need any connectivity back into the network, if it doesn't have any secure information, when I say secure, not that data sensitive information where you can still host it, multi-tenant would be an ideal one to go host it. But the thing is, as I mentioned, primarily when you're looking at the line of business, you're here talking about which cannot live in isolation. That's where we had this inhibitor.
Intranet-only applications, things that are traditionally inside your own house.
True, yeah.
Cool. So let's talk about some of the applications that you moved up. We're going to talk about 2 applications today. And what was the first one we're going to talk about?
Sure. If you look at, again, there are several applications that are hosted on Azure App Services today within Walmart, but I'm going to talk about the ones that are part of the back office organization, and primarily the ones that are early adopters and the one that I personally got involved with. I think that makes much more sense than me talking about someone else's application. So if you see on the first one, the finance transformation, real quick, this is an application, what we call it as finance data services application. This is being built as a part of the digital transformation journey that is happening within the finance organization within Walmart in the back office. They're trying to do 2 things essentially. Number 1, they're trying to move the data from on-prem multiple databases, which you will see in the next slide, into a Cosmos DB by normalizing and standardizing the data. That's number 1. The second thing is they are trying to do, if you can see here, they want to achieve these all things while they are moving this data migration on it. Also, they want to decouple the applications or the clients who are tightly integrated with the finance system today by enabling the APIs on top of the data that is available in Cosmos DB. Those are 2 things that they are trying to achieve. But if you see, these are the key requirements of that application. Number one is they have to be in the production in less than, like in the pilot, in the production in around 2 months of period. And the most important thing is the demand of this application changes, because if you're talking about a month-end activity or an year-end closing, the demands of this is going to be peaks, so you need to accommodate that. It has to be globally available. A reason being, there are several applications from different countries that's going to come and access this. And most importantly, it's a vendor financial information. We do not want it to be publicly accessible over the internet. And again, line of business, it needs the connectivity back into the network. So pretty standard for nothing new in here. Those are the requirements. That was the nature of the application.
All right, very good. So let's dive into a bit of the architecture. So this was a pre-existing application. It was running on VMs, right?
That's true. So as I mentioned, it's a pre-existing application. We have been Azure Shop, where we have been using Azure VMs for hosting the compute over there. If you see on the far, I keep confusing.
Where's your pointer?
Far left is where it is
Here's the cat
for you.
toy.
Oh yeah, this is much better. All right. So here is where it is. We have hosted the compute earlier, and now it's been making the data is residing within these databases on-prem, and several of them. So whenever they want to access the application over the express route, they were able to reach into it. And we are able to reach into the express route because this is on a private IaaS, and it is on a private VNet with a private IP endpoint. So there is no security is okay for us to reach back into the network over there. But as a part of the transformation journey, as I mentioned, we did two things. Number one was using the data factory. We were able to move and consolidate the information over here and move into Cosmo DB. That was number one. I know that's document DB, but yeah, it's Cosmo DB is what we moved into. But at the same time, once you're done, then immediately what you would do is you would point your endpoints from here. Rather than going all the way here, you would want to go and access this. But unfortunately, we were not allowed to make any service endpoint connections nor VNet peering over there, because these two are not being, they are trusted as two different networks because it doesn't trust this network. So that means you cannot access through this. Instead, your only way was go through this express route and come back in this way. So that means you are adding a round trip in here, which means it's an added latency for us.
So your VMs were going through the express route circuit and then back into another virtual network.
True. And then that's, as I mentioned, like there are certain times when you're doing this huge data access on this, we cannot have this sort of a latency within that. So we need to find another alternative.
Was that the prime driver for making the switch, modernizing the system, was to get rid of that latency?
I mean, the number one driver was to move the data into this. That was the number one. But the moment data flows, everything else should follow it, because everything is pretty much, again, we were trying to see, we thought that, oh, this is sitting alongside it, there shouldn't be any latencies, but unfortunately, because of the networking configuration that we have, that's not the case for us. So we had to go have the latency.
So what was the first thing you tried? I think you said multi-tenant, right?
That's true. I mean, we did explore several options. We did went to see the AKS. By the time when we were looking at it, AKS was not GA. We couldn't use it, but multi-tenant was. So we went ahead saying, oh, wait a minute, we can just go use the multi-tenant and cut down these latencies, because we are able to establish those service endpoints, and it was sitting right next to it. So no latencies, fine. But the thing is, it still had needed access back into the network that was not available on the multi-tenant. So we had to think about, like, fine, then what are our alternatives? We can't just.
This is the barrier where the security team said, you cannot connect to on-premise from a shared network space? Absolutely,
yeah. That's exactly what it was. And you can't just go back to the business and say, Christina's team don't have this feature, we can't go launch your application.
I'd have written a letter. I'd have been like, it's okay. It's secure.
Yep.
Signed, Christina.
So that's.
If you need a letter, let me know. Small fee.
All right.
Less than the cost of an ASE. All right, go ahead.
So now that you flipped, I just wanted to. So on the multi-tenant, obviously the other choice was, we knew by the time the app service environment was available, and in this case it was primarily the ASE ILB environment, to be more specific, with an internal load balancer on it. So if you see here closely, what we did was instead we moved our applications from the VMs, the compute onto the app services running on an ASE environment, which gave us that public internet isolation, number one. And also, as this is a trusted, a network which is only hosting our Walmart workloads, our security team was keen on giving us the on-prem access back into the network. That's the second one. Most importantly, it gave us a service endpoint connectivity on it.
Cool.
And the third one, if you see over there, is egressing out through our virtual DMZ. So we do not have to go back to our on-prem network and then go through the proxy to access any of the internet-hosted APIs. Instead, we were able to egress through our virtual DMZ and then access the other PaaS services.
Okay, cool. So the app service environment worked because it was a single tenant instance that ran in your network and nobody else was on it.
Exactly.
I'm not trying to do ACE advertising. That's just what they used.
Yep. So yeah, that's exactly what it is. The things that it brings to the table is what made us go use it.
Okay, very cool. Great, well, let's talk about the other application.
Sure, yeah. I think on the other application, on the same lines, it's a part of the associate digital experience group within Walmart. Their role is to go provide the consumer-grade applications to all the Walmart-facing applications, as in the ones that are accessed by our associates, vendor partners, or any guests that are available. And here you're talking about, like in associates, it's about 2.2 million of them around there. Now, one of the applications that we are trying to work closely with that group was a visitor management system. This is the application which lets you check in your applications at the your visitors at the lobby or the guests, and then print the badges for the facility access in the Walmart home office locations.
Right. So this is a corporate thing. This is for corporate office.
That's correct. Yeah. Again, this is all in the corporate, nothing to do with the stores or any of the other facilities in there. A few things we were trying to do there was at the like before, as we talked in the finance one. Number one, move the application from the on-prem world onto the Azure. That's number one. But at the same time, as a part of this, they were trying to integrate some new features, as in they were trying to add the notification feature wherein like, hey, your guest is here. So that's an email notification back to them. And the other thing they tried was using some, it's more of a proof of concept to use if we can leverage the cognitive services out there, and to see if there is any repeat visitor already who has his information already in the system with his picture, and compare with the facial recognition and see if we can print a badge with cutting down that manual process. I felt like that was pretty cool. But yeah, that was still an exploration phase. We haven't gone live with that one.
You guys must get like thousands of vendors continuously. So anything that accelerates your ability to give visitor passes in a secure manner.
Yeah.
And every time you buy a new subsidiary, I guess you need to extend into that.
Exactly, yeah. The mergers and acquisitions, and the same system will be used across all the facilities, home office facilities for Walmart across the globe. So that's the reason it has those demands out there for the key requirements, wherein it says it needs to have that scalability as well as availability across the regions.
Okay. So let's take a look then at the initial starting architecture.
Sure, yeah. I think on this, again, it's not a copy of the previous one, but it's a different one if you see.
It's really different.
So it's hosted on the VMs earlier, accessing the SQL DB on-prem, printing the information onto an on-prem printers on the facility. And end of the day, these VMs will be accessed on a kiosk from Walmart locations. That's how the whole process works. But as I mentioned, first thing that we did was we moved the SQL onto the Azure. But once you move the SQL, you need to access from the VMs. You don't have the service endpoint connectivity. You have to do the latency thing. The hairpin was causing us the latency issues. So obviously, we need to go with the same thinking process of, oh, where do we host the VMs, the compute now? Other options were no AKS, no multi-tenant. If you can see on the next slide, like you'll see, we tried with the multi-tenant one over there. Again, it didn't give us the access. So obviously, our other choice was to go with the ASE on this one as well.
So the same problem afflicted, or I don't want to say afflicted. The same problem was at play here, where your security team was like, you cannot put these systems in a shared network space.
True, because obviously shared networks, you don't want it to be internetly accessible. You don't want someone else printing the badges and getting the facilities access to that. And then most importantly, if you closely pay attention to it, we did use the Azure functions in there because it made a perfect candidate for a serverless architecture, wherein you can have the compute available out there and only it's consumed only when somebody is out there and visiting your access or using the kiosk. So we were glad that functions were available as a part of the app services within the ASE, because that really helped us in cutting down a lot of cost on the running the ASE services in there.
All right, cool. So moving to a system like the ASE is not without a little bit of friction, right?
Yep.
So not to bash on it, but let's talk a bit about some of the challenges you faced and how you overcame them.
Absolutely. I mean, obviously, when we talked about, we have always been talking with these challenges in the last couple of slides. I think if I have to just sum it up, it's the challenges specifically in the line of business space, to be more specific on that. And some of those challenges were very unique to our networking and security compliance. It's not necessarily the product. But if we have to sum it up on that, it's primarily around, you need to have the access from the VNet via the express route only. You need to control both the inbound, outbound access to the applications. There was a need for a single tenant system because of our security needs. And most importantly, on-prem connectivity back into the network. And there were some instances where just having the 20 instances within an app service was not good enough because of the scale of Walmart. We needed much more on that one. So these were some challenges, again, were common across all the line of business applications. But the most important thing for us was we could have solved them easily, but the important thing for us was how do you take these challenges and then bubble them up and apply to some sort of a framework so that it can all be solved at once, so all the other line of business applications can get benefited out of it. That was the thought process that we have been thinking through.
So you were looking to make like a cookie cutter system.
Oh, yeah.
So you can just stamp out these things and you don't have everybody else having to reinvent the wheel. And
exactly. I mean, cookie cutter, I think that's the best way to put it. So wherein you can have one big stamp and hardened environment with all the networking and the security is established before, because you don't want your devs to be chasing the networking team and your security team. I need this. They got work to do. Their focus should be on the business logic. So this shouldn't be their day-to-day thing. And even I'm sure our networking team wouldn't agree on this one, like everybody trying to chase on that and getting things done. So that's where we felt like, let's abstract this and see how we can come up. So that's where luckily ASE has given us, ASE ILB has given us all the things that we were trying to look through. If you can look at it, what we did was we have this one big stamp of an ASE environment with all the needed network connectivities and the securities established in place. And then whenever a line of business application came in, for example, in this case, finance, hey, I need my application to be hosted on an ASE environment, something was available right there. Boom, you go host them. Then the other application comes in and we need it, you're hosting them alongside. Again, you trust them because they are all your Walmart applications in there. They're all running on it. So this really cut down a lot of efforts from they have to go and work with the networking team rather than somebody has done it for you ahead of time.
Now, if anybody's used an ASE before, they know there's a few networking opportunities in there. Did your team work through them independently and they lock down their ASE for inbound and outbound, or did they leave it kind of open and it's okay just to sprawl around inside their VNet?
I think that's a good question. I mean, I wish our networking team could talk more about this because they have been dealing with it. But having closely worked with them, I can speak for a few aspects of what they, yes, definitely we would like to control the inbound and outbound traffic. But at the same time, you cannot control all the inbound and outbound traffic because ASE is not cool with that one, because it needs some of those things to be left out for them so they can do the management, which we are okay with that. But at the same time, there were some challenges which we had to face, our networking team has to face. Like every time you're talking about using your UDRs or defining your routes, the FQDN names keep changing. So it was important for us to keep updated ourselves, like what those are, and keep our things updated.
You mean our list?
Your list on the FQDNs, on the management dependencies that we had, those were the ones that we had to configure right there.
Oh, you mean the inbound management address?
Exactly.
Right. So I'm going to interject and throw in first nice tidbit of the day. We found a way, we've been working with the networking team, where we'll be able to put in both an NSG and also route table updates that customers won't be able to edit. That'll be on the ASE subnet. It sounds dark, you can't edit. But all it is to allow the inbound traffic from the management IPs for the NSG and also routes for the, in your route table for the management addresses so that they will go back out to where the endpoints are. And the cool thing about this is you can add your own routes, you can add your own SGs after it. These rules you won't be able to remove, but we're going to manage those things. So nobody will have to worry about the management addresses anymore for the inbound traffic. It's a small win, but it gets rid of a lot of problems. Nobody has to worry about the doc on the page. And also, it's a little ugly inside the route table to see the 30 or so addresses we use to talk to your ASE to manage it. There's tag support coming for route tables, so we'll be able to put that as a one-line tag somewhere in the middle of this summer. So we're working hard on this one, hopefully in the June-ish timeframe. 2019, June-ish.
Thank you for that. I'm sure our network. Yeah,
you guys
there
want to
go.
use, do you want that? Do you want the ability to not worry about those addresses?
Absolutely.
Does anybody else like that?
Oh, there
Okay,
you go.
cool. All right, we'll do it.
Thank you. So yeah, so that was the thing that we were trying to achieve on this. I think I forgot one most important thing on this one is, again, when you're talking about the dev perspective, you gave this, everything's working fine, they go deploy the application, what next? They expect everything to be working seamlessly when they compare it with the multi-tenant world, right? The number one thing the multi-tenant provided there was, for example, the custom certificate, the DNS certs that Azure used to provide for us whenever you deploy an app service out there. Azure was handling the certificates behind the scenes for you. For us here, now if you are asking after the deployment of the finance application, let's say, now if you're asking the devs to go work with your Walmart internal security team and have the certs created and go bind it here, that's not the experience that you want them to, because you're talking about rapid deployment environment here. So we had an application that was running on this ASE, and it was scanning all the new apps that are being deployed, and then what it does is it goes and issues the custom CA certs against the Walmart DNS, fetches them, and comes and binds it back to those individual apps. So that's what you're talking about here. Like, they wouldn't be even knowing the moment they spun up the app in less than a minute, they have the cert already available on it. And also, cool thing is it keeps looking for the expiration of the certs and reissues it. So those are the things, the small things, but the devs would be super happy if you can give them those experiences.
So those are the application-specific certs, right?
Yes.
Right. So here's another nice little item. We've just made an update where you'll be able to make an ILB ACE with the domain name that we set. So it'll be the name of your ace.appserviceenvironment.net. And since we own appserviceenvironment.net, I shouldn't do a Raspberry really in a recorded session. But we'll be able to, we already can generate certificates for that, which means you will no longer need to generate the default ILB ACE certificate. It'll be a browser-compatible cert. Your apps will not be in public DNS. And because it's a domain that we own and can manage, we can get AAD support for it, which means you'll have single sign-on to the Kudu console finally for apps in an ILB ACE. So does anybody think that would be useful?
Oh, yeah.
All right, so if you want a copy of the template, stop by the booth or Shanghai me in the hallway, whatever. I'll give you a copy of it in email while I'm trying to get it published. It'll show up soon in the portal. It's not there, but I'm happy to give out copies.
I think one less password to remember for Kudu now.
Yeah, I mean, by the way, you'll still be able to set, custom domain names on your apps. They don't go through the whole, public DNS verification process. So you still have all the flexibility you want. You just don't have to worry about some of the annoyance like default certificate management or the single sign-on silliness. So,
perfect.
Cool.
Yep, so that's the generic architecture that we were able to come up with for the ASE. And of course, the small little thing, the private build agents, is, as you know, it runs in isolation. So not all the build agents can do the deployments for it. So we had to have our own custom build agents with the Docker image running on our VMs do the deployments back into ASE.
So you've got another VNet there with your own deployment agents that operate, and they act as like jump deployment hosts to push into the ACE.
Correct.
And if I remember our discussions right, it's actually going through the ER circuit to get to the ACE in question, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So yeah, one of the great things about the ACE is it's isolated, and one of the worst things about the ACE is it's isolated.
True.
So it's kind of a pain in the neck when you go to try to publish something and you can't just push an artifact there.
Yeah. I think we have talked a lot on this one. I think maybe if I can quickly sum it up of what we just talked, I think it's in the next slide. We have it like, we had the initial challenges, but ASE did provide us the options. ASE ILB provided us the options to achieve all of those. And the one thing that I was super excited about was the announcement of the support for Docker containers on Linux. If you remember initially the inhibitors that we are talking about, like the provider lock-in, this one gave us the option for, like, once you have your code deployed within your own container with your own custom approved images, scanned images, your own code running whole as one atomic unit in your environment and giving the portability back into other providers, or devs would love it. So we were able to right now standardize pretty much 90% of our applications that are deployed here are pretty much deployed on the Windows containers, Linux containers on ASE.
Not the Windows container.
Yeah, that's the other way. So, yep. So just to sum it up what we talked, because we have been all around talking about that.
All right, awesome. Well, thanks for that. Why don't I use this as a segue to talk about some of the new features we have, since you talked about some of the challenges and the bumps and things.
I'm sure everybody will be excited about
Anybody
that.
want to hear about new features? Okay, it seems lackluster. I'm kidding. All right, so the new VNet integration, it's been out since October in a lingering preview that it seems to have gone on for, well, since October. And we haven't supported customers using it yet because it had a few opportunities as it's been growing and such. Well, the new feature, if you're unfamiliar with this is from the multi-tenant service. It enables your apps in the multi-tenant service to make calls with IP addresses from a selected VNet subnet. The benefit is that your app can now make calls across service endpoints to service endpoint secured services. It can also make calls across ExpressRoute, etc. The end goal will be that it acts almost like a VM in your VNet for the purpose of making outbound calls. There are still a few little bumps, shall we say, with it. We have an update rolling out right now. It's scheduled to complete end of next week, but it could, deployments can go longer. So somewhere in the May timeframe, this should complete, and we will support customers putting real workloads on it. That will not be the same as declaring that the feature is GA, because right now the feature has a small little functionality gap that you can't address non-RFC 1918 addresses. So if you've got endpoints on premise in the 100 space or 168 or something other than your 10 dot or 192.168 or your 172.16, then you can't get to it. That will be fixed in the summer, hopefully in the July timeframe, as I'm told. But we're pushing to get that as soon as possible. It'll coincide with UDR support, because I think a few people, one or two maybe, have wanted UDR support to work with this feature. Does anybody need UDR support with this capability?
We'll take that.
Nobody? Nice. I'm going to cancel it. Service endpoints. So we released this a week and a half ago, kind of quietly. I updated the docs, but I didn't blog about it yet because reasons. I was getting ready for the conference and other stuff, but a blog will go out shortly. We're also making sure everything was solid. But you can now secure inbound traffic to your application with service endpoints. This is pretty cool, because if you then couple it with an application gateway, you can now put a WAF device in front of your multi-tenant applications. You can also use this as a technique to now have a private IP for your web app. If you use an app gateway with the inbound being a private address for your app gateway, then bam, you've just found a way to lock down with a private address to your multi-tenant hosted web app. Don't worry, this isn't a replacement for a private IP. I'll bring that up. And if you coupled the new VNet integration and service endpoints together, you can create essentially multi-tier web applications. I'm not saying this is a microservice, but if it sings like a microservice and it dances like a microservice, but no, it's not a microservice. This is basically a way to build multi-tier applications that's like what you could have done in an ILB ASE before, but you couldn't do anywhere else. This is also great for just the generic ability to call secure services behind your API applications. I'm going to be putting out a doc that describes how to do this in much greater detail in the next couple weeks. The app service environment. Does anybody have an app service environment? All right. Has anybody noticed that it scales a little slow? Dang, I was hoping they missed it. We're going to make it scale a little bit faster. Does anybody want that? Yes. All right. So I talked about this at Ignite. I'm talking about it now. It's very close to reality. We have most of the bits on our side all in place, and we're just honestly waiting for delivery of a couple things from networking, and we'll put this in a preview this summer. This will give you the ability, when you scale your app service plan, we'll be able to borrow VMs from a regional pool to satisfy the need immediately. We'll then scale out your ASE to satisfy the need permanently, and then relinquish those VMs back to the regional pool where they're melted into scrap and then made into new VMs all over again. The benefit is, as a customer, you saw this thing scale in 30 to 40 seconds. Is that better? So I asked the dev to go in there and change where it said minutes to seconds, and it was a real easy change. We've been working on this for a couple years, the base infrastructure. The base infrastructure is actually what's used for the new VNet integration as well, which basically gives us a mix of new techniques and possibilities. Speaking of which, the app service environment has a small number of outbound dependencies. It's a little list. And if you were to configure a firewall, you'll notice I have a doc on it, lists all of the external dependencies. We're going to change it from looking like this in cartoon form to more like this. No more dependencies inside your Azure Virtual Network. So that doesn't mean that the ASE doesn't have dependencies. It means that the traffic is no longer in your customer, your network. It gives you the ability to have this thing locked down very tight. You could put up a tight wall around all of your applications, and you will not be able to hurt the ASE anymore. The way it's working, the way it works, is we will have a separate network, as I know, for the management plane. And the ASE will actually be deployed into this separate network and then inject sockets into your network for the purpose of application traffic. Seems like a win to me. Does anybody else think this would be a good thing? All right, cool. So, does anybody want to know when they can play with it? Nobody knows. Nobody wants. They don't care. All right, fine. I'll tell you.
It's already in there.
Oh, do you think it's already there? No, they would try to scale and it would be broke. So we're looking at getting this into a preview form, a private preview in the later summer, July-ish. This is tied to, like I said, the release of a couple things from networking. Hope for GA would be later this year. I don't have a tighter time frame yet.
Wonderful.
Pretty cool?
Yeah, I mean, this is, I think, one of the big benefits that it brings to us is when you're talking of one big scale with multiple applications running alongside. Mm-hmm. Today, it takes 20 to 30 minutes for the scale.
Right.
So if one finance application is doing a scale-up operation, then you are stuck pretty much. The other teams are like literally waiting at their mercy. Like once you're done, then only they can scale their applications. 30 seconds is the way you said. Did I hear it right?
Well, is this recorded?
Yeah.
30 to 40 seconds is what we're seeing in tests. So I can't swear under oath that it will remain that way in all regions at all times, but from our testing, that's what it's doing today. And
perfect,
so
yeah.
We'll probably hedge our bets and say the SLA is less than a minute to scale, but I think that'll still be a vast improvement. Sure. So we'll get that out, and as soon as we can put this into a preview of any sort, there'll be blog announcements and stuff like that. We will welcome people trying it out. So, cool? Yep. So why don't we take the segue from here to talk about some of the items that maybe I didn't talk about, wish list items on Walmart's list.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I think whatever that you just announced, I don't think it's just happened overnight. I'm sure there's a lot of effort put in by your teams, and kudos to your team for doing that. But again, we being a customer, we still have our own wish list. You can just go through that and say, this is absolutely not happening, bad idea, but we had our list. We can quickly walk through this.
I wouldn't do that. That'd be rude.
All right, so quickly, we sum it up or grouped it up. There are several, but we just wanted, these are some of the key things that we think that are important for us. But if you see, we have separated it out as a multi-tenant wish list and the ASE ILB wish list. If you have to start on the multi-tenant one, the number one thing, again, on that, for whatever is the use cases that we are using multi-tenant one, if we have to restrict the access from that services into other resources, today we have those IP addresses available on it, but that's shared by other customers. So we cannot use those IP addresses to restrict the access onto the other PaaS resources that are available out there. So any capability for static IP addresses would be an amazing thing.
So you want a static outbound address that's only used by your apps?
Absolutely.
I think I could do that. So there's this thing that's in development by the networking team called the managed NAT. And when it's done, it'll allow us to use the new VNet integration to get you into a subnet in your VNet. And then you'll be able to use the managed NAT so that you can send all outbound to the internet traffic would go through the managed NAT, which would have a public address on it that you guys control, an ARM address. And so you then have a dedicated outbound address to the internet.
That would be awesome. I'm sure our security team will love it.
Does anybody else need that? Yes. Okay, cool.
You're not alone. Thank you.
All right, fine. We'll do it.
I think on the same lines, when you're talking about the static outbound, talking about the IPS, we are also looking for the private VNet address for the inbound traffic.
Right.
Is it even feasible? Is any work?
It is feasible. I was actually hoping to have this out the door and running last winter, but then reasons, it got changed heavily infrastructure-wise. But we've been working on it. It's hopefully going to go into preview this summer, roughly in the July timeframe if we're lucky, if everything holds true to form. And that would give you the ability to have a private IP or multiple private IP addresses. You could pick which VNets, where they are, for apps running in the multi-tenant service.
Cool.
So
yep.
You'd use that?
Yes. I mean, we would be using that. Reason being, if there are very limited use cases that at least I can think of, but within that, these are some things that will even make sure that they are secured and everything that we are looking for.
That's cool. Does anybody else want to use something like a private IP address? Couple? Awesome. Yeah, that's one of the things I've wanted to get for a long time. I mean, the ASE is great and it gives you a lot of things, but it's kind of like a 18-wheeler, right?
Yeah.
Where you wouldn't want to carry around a loaf of bread in an 18-wheeler. It's overkill. So if you just have one or two apps, then...
Yeah. Not to pivot from that, I think when we talked about the ASE, one of the important things that we forgot to mention about them was the ASE cost that it comes with.
Oh, I hope that we got past that.
So I wish I had put it on my wish list there, but okay. So I think the important thing for us on the ASE was, yes, it does come with a cost for, and every time, I think it's evident, every time you bring up ASE, the next question was, how about the cost? You know, they both go together.
I've heard about that before.
So not on the wish list, but I think it's important for us as a customers when we use ASE. For us, I think ASE was the option we used was for other several reasons because of the nature of the application was demanding it. But once we closely looked at ASE, yes, it is coming with the stamp fee, but the amount of resources that it is providing, those high availability and whatever that is bringing in with those beefed up machines was pretty enormous. Reason being, within Walmart, the application density that we are able to host on them, because when you're going with an ASE, make sure you dump all of your applications in there so dense enough that way you are getting the good bang for your buck in there.
Right.
So that's one thing that we forgot to mention about the ASE learnings that we do.
No, it's a very good call out. So we have reserved instance pricing coming very shortly for ASE. It should be out in June. It was supposed to be out earlier, but the process to get the new meters takes a little longer. Yep. So it should be out in June, and so if you want to get cheaper ASEs, you will be able to. That I think will go over pretty decently.
Wonderful, yeah. I think coming back to the list on the multi-tenant one again, yes, we talked about the first two. There was more from our security and networking aspect, but if you would look from the dev aspect, today we are having ASEs on several environments across the regions, and if we are trying to do a load balancing across them, then the devs are the one who are responsible for deploying the application, their artifacts and the configurations onto each single ASE across different regions. If you put it from the dev perspective, here's like, it's a same application, same configuration. He's being asked to do the deployment across the three. So that's where we are wondering, is there any capability or feasibility within ASE wherein we just deploy the artifacts and configuration to the primary region, and then automatically or asynchronously this gets synced up to the other regions, whatever the configuration or the artifacts that we are deploying there.
So you're looking for a GODR capability for applications you push into an ASE. Exactly.
This is primarily coming in from our experience using the SQL DB, where you have those synced, published in one and it auto syncs on the other one. Yeah.
So we have some prototype, I won't go so far as to say prototypes, but we have some hackathon projects that we've been doing internally to see if we can solve that problem. We're mostly focused on delivering the network separated ASE first, but I would expect that to be something we deliver. I don't have a date, but we are definitely, we're beyond just doing things on a whiteboard. So.
Okay, that's good news for us, thank you. On the same lines, talking about the dev experience, the diagnostic logs. As I mentioned earlier, we pretty much standardized on using the containers on Linux within ASE. But if you talk about diagnosing anything within a production environment, let's say if your app is available and it is scaled across 10 instances, literally I have to go into my Kudu console and look into each single instance, logs within each single instance, and then compare with my dual screen and say what is going on, rather than having in one aggregated location where I can have a good holistic view of what's going on across the instances.
So to that end, we're doing a lot of work right now about Azure Monitor integration. So you'll be able to get your logs in storage, Event Hub. You'll have log analytics. You'll have aggregation across your Linux instances, et cetera. So, because I agree, that is definitely a opportunity for growth.
Sure.
Does anybody else have problems with the logging aspects? Yes? So it's a pretty popular item. So,
Cool.
Right, cool.
Yep, and if you quickly switch on to the ASE ILB, I think we can knock off the ones that you already covered. I guess the fast scaling, that's amazing, 30 seconds. But on the same lines, on the fast scaling thing, today we don't have any notifications that we get about whatever the operations are happening behind. We are just literally like looking at the blue screen which says scaling in progress, and we are waiting for it to be gone. We have no information as a customer so that we can do other subsequent activities. So any notification features on top of it would be amazing.
Cool. So we are working with, again, getting ASE integrated with Azure Monitor. We'll get the logs like when it's been upgraded, when the scaling starts, when scaling ends. You can't access this, that, or the other thing.
Okay.
You know, all these things we're going to feed into it. You'll be able to trigger alerts. So that's been a long time coming. And definitely want to get that out the door. I will say that interesting sidebar, that fast scaling ASE, scale operations will also be non-blocking. So you'll be able to, you know, trigger things in parallel, and scale can go crazy on it.
That's wonderful.
So that's good.
Yep. Going on to the couple of other items on the list, yeah, it has to do with more around the high availability and the resiliency of ASE. If you talk about the resiliency, today when we are doing the big cookie cutter of where we stamp out the ASEs, when we do those ARM deployments on it, there isn't any, at least I haven't seen any feature or availability where I can say, hey, when you're doing this deployment of ASE onto, let's say, East region or West, I didn't see an option where we can give us like, oh, I want to deploy it into this specific availability zone in that region, because if I'm doing several ASEs, if they're all sitting on the same availability zone,
Right.
that's not. I mean, talking about the resiliency, I don't think that's what we would be needing.
No, that's fair point. So we do have a preview out there, a draft item, not even a draft, it's a preview, where you can pick the AZ that an ACE is deployed into. So it doesn't say, hey, make my ACE AZ redundant. It just says, hey, I can pick the AZ that the ACE is deployed into. But we are working, and we have plans for later this year, being able to enable customers to deploy AZ redundant ACEs.
Wonderful.
And that would be a better story, because then you could just say, hey, this thing is just AZ redundant, period.
Yep.
That would be a forerunner to things like a GODR type of story.
Perfect. I think we'll be looking forward for that one. On the same lines, on the top, if you look there, again, going back to the high availability, we are having ACE across our other express route supported regions. But when you want to do the high availability on this, certainly you have to come through some sort of a global load balancer into this. And today, we did not see within Azure a global load balancer which has the availability to load balance across the private IPs or private VNets integrated ASEs.
Yeah, so that one's a common request. People want to be able to do load balancing across their private IPs, and there's nothing that does that inside your own network space. I don't know of anything that's happening, but this is a common enough request. I've got to believe that networking is looking at ways that they can solve this problem. But you do remind me that we recently GA'd, by we I mean Azure, Azure Front Door. So if you're not familiar with Azure Front Door, it gives you IP-based load balancing, CDN, application acceleration for your internet accessible endpoints. So I like it in many ways for it also does WAF capabilities also, sorry. So you get WAF, IP-based load balancing, CDN, SSL offloading, et cetera. That's another story for your public geographically distributed applications. But yeah, it doesn't work inside your network space.
Wonderful. Yeah, I think because today we are using our own Walmart global load balancer for doing that, but anything that can, again, it's a wish list to see if there is anything available on that is happening. Yep, so those are few wish lists that are on our list.
Well, those are good items. I'm glad I can at least say that we're working on some of them. That's, you know, And the others, most of them are on the drawing board. I think the one I've got as a total gap would be the load balancing across private IPs. I don't have an answer readily for that.
Okay.
So, all right, cool. Well, why don't we wrap up, and after we wrap, just take questions for a little bit. You want to do that?
Yeah, I think we got a few minutes.
All right, so first let me thank everybody for attending. If you guys have questions you want to hit me up afterwards, I'm free for that. If you want to hit me up via email, there's my email. Also, if you want to give me your card or your contact info because you want a copy of that ILB ACE template so you can create an ILB ACE in the new style and don't have to worry about certificates for your ACE and you want single sign-on, just stop on by. And Shyam, thank you very much for joining me up on stage and telling us about your journey up into Azure and the cloud.
Thanks for having us and giving that opportunity to tell our story. So hopefully you all picked up some things from it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So if you guys want to do the question thing, totally take questions until they kick us out of the room if you guys have any. If you don't, that's also okay. No? Cool. Yes?
Sure. Okay, thank you. Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you very much.
Yeah. If you
That
can use
helps.
the mic.
Thanks, man.
It made noise when you grabbed it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can hear you.
Better?
There you
we go. So Shyam, again, just to kind of reiterate, it sounded like what you kind of went over was a very similar experience to what we ran into. But the one thing that, I did notice a couple of items. When it comes to DevOps, you ended up essentially creating your own private agents.
That's correct.
And I was wondering, Christine, like from your side, is there like a roadmap or an item on the roadmap to have that baked in natively, where we don't have to basically spin up some private agents and manage them? And because the one thing that we ran into, well, it's isolated, so we couldn't connect into it.
Right. So it's a very good point. We've been so focused around securing and the multi-network thing, I didn't think about putting in some back doors for publishing hooks. I mean, that could also be a bit of a security thing. There's nothing ongoing right now, but as you asked the question, it's in the world of what is possible in the new scheme of things.
Yeah.
The thing is, it would have to be developed in such a way where you could say, I don't want that. There's a security no-no with it. I will say that you do have the ability in the access restrictions to set separate access rules for your SCM site versus your app thing. I mean, you're still on a private address, but it does give you some possibilities that may not be there, but that's a good point to bring up. You should put that on your wish list.
I was thinking that.
I
Thanks
do
for
have a
bringing
couple
it
other
up.
quick things. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I know in the GitHub and Microsoft talk yesterday, and I've also heard Chris Patterson from the build team talk about this, there's some things in the works about managed build agents coming up. I don't know all the details, but it sounds like, perhaps you can provide an image and we can manage how that scales out and things for build agents.
Perfect.
So keep your eye out for, I think it's being referred to as managed agents or something like that.
So I've seen, there are some of these others, like there was a VSTS publishing agent. You could deploy it on a VM instead of build your own, and it would be able to poll and then push over.
Yep.
The annoyance with it is it still means you got to stand up a VM inside your VNet for this purpose. And honestly, we're, not to shoot Azure in the foot, but, we should be able to solve this problem for you. I mean, why should you have to deploy a VM for this purpose?
Exactly.
Sorry, but, hey, this should be something we're doing for you, not asking you to spend more money to solve this problem.
Yep.
I'm going to get fired now.
I think we have 1 more minute, I guess, before they kick us out, if anybody has.
So what are you guys using for the DMZ? Like, connected for the outbound and inbound
The
traffic.
virtual DMZ.
Yeah.
Let's connect with our networking team because they can give you much more insights onto that one.
Okay,
Because
okay. It's
if
not
you're I'm not sure if you're asking for the what specific appliance are we using, what
Yeah.
are the configuration, but I'm sure they would be happy to talk through that.
It's a Palo Alto. Okay, so are you, I mean, with the ASE, you need to do some kind of health check with Palo Alto for it to understand whether the backend is up or not. So you were able to make it work? Yeah. Because that's kind of a little tricky. Okay. All right, yeah.
Right. It's a pain in the neck. You have to set up the whole list. The Azure Firewall is pretty nice where you can use the FQDN tags.
Yeah.
I wish there was a nice convenience way to share that sort of thing for any other device.
Yeah, but with Palo Alto, you can do like IDAs and.
Oh, no, I don't. I don't disagree. I just wish it was easier.
Yeah, I know.
My end goal, though, is, of course, to get rid of this as a problem, and so you never have to worry about this.
Yeah.
So once I can get the multi-network ACE, you know, we've been calling it Acetopia. Like,
You're good.
Cool, thank you.
Yep,
You're very
sure.
welcome.
Thanks for the questions.
Cool.
I think we'll step down, but you can always stop by and ask more questions if you want.
Thank you very much.